Hello, everyone. This is What's Up Wednesday for May 15th. Today we are going to be covering the CMA report, and we will get started with that in just a minute. Next week's What's Up Wednesday is going to be on setting up the IDX, which is the property search function you can put on your website. So we will cover that next week. Upcoming news, very exciting. We have a new advanced search that we will be releasing. Do not have an ETA on that quite yet, but it is amazing, and I can't wait for that to be available for you guys to use. So we're piggybacking on last week's What's Up Wednesday about the seller leads website. So last week, Aaron, or I think it was Eric, actually covered the seller leads website, which allows you to get leads. It's basically a home value lead generating page that agents can use to post to Facebook, create Facebook ads, Google AdWords, whatever your heart desires with that page to get some lead generation going. So today is kind of the second part of that. So once you get a lead from that home value page, then you would need to create that CMA report to kind of give them the value of the home and things like that, and some other really good information. So it's very easy to create the CMA report. The only thing you really have to do is you add the property into your account. So say you get the lead in, you've got their address of their home. All you have to do is click on property, and then click on properties. Once you get to your properties page, you're just going to add the listing in manually. So you'll just click on add new up here in the top left. Obviously, we can't pull this listing in from the MLS since it's not a house that's currently for sale. So once you click on add new, you will then click on add my own listing. And that's going to give you a drop down at that point for you to start adding in the property information. Now, obviously, you don't have a price for the home because it's not for sale at the moment, but you can just put something in that field to just kind of be a place marker. So you would just choose your property type. You would put in here for price. You can actually put the number 1. If you put the number 1, then it actually puts call for price on the property website, which is either way you want to do it. You can put a placeholder, an X there, whatever you want to do. So then you're just going to complete the address information. So we'll just say, we'll just pull it out of this right here. There we go. So obviously we don't have an MLS number either. So you have the address in there. You're going to put in property details, whatever you have. Obviously you don't have to put in a description. But you can put in the bedrooms. This is important for part of the CMA report. And then you can just add in this information. If you've got the year built, put that in there. And then for title and description, you don't have to do anything. You can even just put an X. You can put coming soon because you're just using this to create the CMA report. Once you've got that done, you'll click proceed again. This is a quick setup. As you can see, it's just taking a couple of minutes to do. You click to create a URL. That's easy. Just click a layout because this does actually create a property website, which could help you down the road. You're creating the CMA for this person, and it could turn out that they end up hiring you as their agent. In that case, you've already got their property website for their listing started with this process. So it can help you out in the long run as far as having marketing created for it. Okay, so once you've got a layout, I got to change this a little bit. Hang on. There we go. Once you've got that created, it's going to see if you've got photos to upload. Now, you don't have to upload any photos right now at all. You can just click off the screen, and then that will just allow you to go back to the properties page. Just click cancel. It's not going to delete everything you just did. Once you get back to your properties page, let me get back over there, you'll see that it's been created. And at this point, that's when you can go in and create the CMA. With the CMA, I'll show you on this one right here. You go to reports when you're ready to create the CMA. All you have to do is click create CMA report. Once you click create CMA report, it's going to pull up a screen where you'll start the process of making sure the information is here that you want as part of the CMA report. You'll see here's your subject property. So that's the property that the person you got the lead about. That's their listing, their home. And then you've got this other information over here about the listing, but what you can do with it is you make sure you've got, all the fields filled out that you want to use, obviously. And it's got a map so you can make sure that's in the correct location too. Then you'll just click the button up here in the top right. Once you click that button, it's going to take you to the next screen. So this is screen number 2. This is showing you how easy this is. And it's going to have this is how you're going to get your comparative listings. So you want to find properties with a specific number of bedrooms, probably that's most like theirs. So you'll select that. You'll select square footage, age of the home, maximum search radius you can change here up to 100 miles. We'll do 10. And then this data source that you're pulling this from. So what MLS it's in. Or you can find properties by specific MLS numbers. If you only want certain homes to show up in this CMA report, you can list these, you can list those MLS numbers here. And it says, obviously, you just separate them by commas, and it will just pull those specific listings in instead of all of the ones that it would pull in from here. And then you would just click generate PDF or generate. Sorry, I couldn't see it. So once you click generate, it's going to take you back to the screen. I already have one here, and I'm going to go over things with this one. But it says you have one CMA report request pending. Your request is currently first in the queue. The report can take anywhere from 5 minutes to 3 hours, depending on the number of customers in the queue and the complexity of the report. This page will refresh every 30 seconds until all your reports are generated. So the report that I just made is not showing in here yet. This is a previous one I had in here. So this screen will just will keep refreshing every 30 seconds. And then eventually you will see that other, there it goes right there. You'll see the one I just created, it popped in, and it's ready to be worked on or ready to be saved as a PDF and sent. Now, to talk about these icons over here, so this is one we're going to be looking at. You can click on view to view what it will look like. This is the listings that are going to be showing as active. You'll see it'll show it as a map up here too. Here are all the active listings that match that criteria you put in, okay? So these are all the active listings that are in there. The nice thing about this is you can move any of these. If you know for some reason that this property has sold or it is off the market or you don't want this one showing in the CMA report, you've got all these different categories you can put in. You'll see that's listed up here as well. So if you want it in the sold category because you know it's sold, you would just select that here, or if you don't want it showing on the CMA, you can select that here, however you want to do it. Another really nice thing about it is that you can edit this. If you know that it's sold, for instance, and it's sold at a certain price, you can put that new price in here and you can create different adjustments as well. So you can actually edit the data that pulled in once it's in here. And another really nice thing is if you know of another one for some reason that's sold, that's not showing up, or that's active or something, you have the ability to add one in manually. So you would just come up here to the add new section, click on that, and it's going to allow you to put in all of the information for the listing, even choose an image, and all of that. So you have all of this as an option as well. If there's one you want to show on the CMA report, you can add it in manually if for some reason it didn't pull in. And again, you have the off markets, if anything pulled in there. You can always go into the off markets and change those to sold. If you know that those have sold, just change that category to sold as well. So now that you've got everything fixed on here just like you want it, then you can do the PDF. You can generate the PDF for the CMA report, and we'll do that in just a minute, but I do want to go back to talk about the other icons really quickly. So that was view. The next one is edit. If for some reason you need to edit the report, what it will do is it will pull up just like you're starting over, that starting screen. Now, it will say, notice, a report for this address already exists. Proceeding will append to the existing report. Or you can click here if you want to delete it and start over. For some reason, you got some information wrong, or for whatever reason, you can edit it from there. The next icon will be the PDF section. We create a really nice PDF. It's got a lot of pages in it. I think there's 26 pages in the PDF. Pretty sure that's how many. But the PDF is great. It gives them a lot of information about different things, and I'll show you that in just a second. But if you want, you can go into this PDF section, and you can choose to turn certain pages off if you want to. If you only want it to be a certain number of, about a certain number of subjects or whatever, then you can come in here. It's like, say you wanted to not put the moving checklist in here yet, or you didn't want to put any of the open house checklist. You can turn these off super easily. Just go through here, turn ones off that you don't want, or turn them back on, however you want to do that. And then again, you can generate the PDF from here as well. And then you can also choose to include off-market listings or not. But this is really nice because it can shorten that PDF report down to a certain number of pages if you did want it to be kind of a brief thing for them as far as the CMA goes. And then you have delete. If you want to delete it, if you don't need it anymore for whatever reason, you can click the delete icon and that will delete it out of this area. So now let's talk about the PDF. I want to give you a quick overview of that. It generates the PDF pretty quickly. You'll just come in and click generate, and it says your report will now be generated. Your browser will either open it directly if you have the PDF plugin installed, or prompt you to download it when it is finished. So now it's just going to open up, and it's going to give you the progress. So it just takes a minute for it to create everything, get it all ready. And another nice thing about this CMA is it does have your information already on it. We pull that in for the CMA as well. So it's going to have all your contact information. So they'll know who to contact about selling their property, or if they have any questions, they'll know to contact you with this PDF. Should be just about done. Give it just a second. Come on, little PDF. Okay, here we go. Here's our PDF of the CMA, Comparative Market Analysis. It is 26 pages. I think that's what I just saw at the top. So like I said, you can turn off certain pages if you want, but here's the listing. Like, it puts a nice picture of the listing on there, bedrooms, bathrooms, the address, prepared by you. There's your information already, and your information is going to be at the bottom of it as well. It gives them a lot of background information. If they don't have a lot of knowledge, if they're maybe if they're not first-time home buyers, because they wouldn't be looking for this, but if they're kind of new to the process, then this might be good information for them. Or it's up to you. It's up to you what you want to include. So it gives them some information about what a CMA is, and then there you go. There's your contact information, your name, your phone numbers, excuse me, your email address, things like that is all right here on this contact page. Then there's just a lot of information. They're setting the correct price, correct pricing and timing. Now here's where you get into the different listings. Here's a map that shows all the listings around theirs. Then you have it listed here as well with the price. All of the listings with the price that's around them. Then you have a summary of the comparable properties. All of those houses around theirs, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, square footage, all of that's listed here. Then it even gives details about each of those listings as well. So this may be all things you don't want all of this in here. Like I said, you can turn certain pages off if you just want, a briefer CMA report. But anyway, so here's all of those listings, and we'll get through those here. A lot of pages. And then here you come to suggested listing price. So it tells you up here the low, the median, the average of the active listings. And then it kind of gives them an idea. If the house is in good condition, they could sell for this. If it needs to be remodeled. And so it gives them a nice summary of different prices as far as the shape, how good a shape their listing is in or their home is in. And then it starts to go into getting ready to sell, what you should do, getting the home ready, and some other good information, open house checklist, things for them to do when they're going to have an open house. Inspections, and then moving checklist. You'll see it's got all of these things in here, and then a process overview, kind of, finding an agent, sign listing agreement, get the property ready, market the property. So this is a really neat graphic too for them as well. And then that's the end of the CMA report. So you see it does have a lot of pages in there, but it's got good information, and it could give the seller a lot of good information that they may not know or that they may need, and they may really appreciate that as well. So that's really easy. And then you have this to send to them, however you choose to do that, to print it out for them, or if you're just going to email it over, you can do that as well. So that's how you get the CMA done. It doesn't take very long to create. The longest part is actually just putting the property in, and you don't even have to put all that information in. If you remember, I just skipped the description by putting an X in there. You can put a period in there. Some of those required fields you'll need to put something in. And then to create the CMA report, as is, it literally is just 2 screens to make sure information is the way you want it to be, and then you can generate the PDF. So it's a quick process with our system. It's a nice process. Not everybody may know about, but it's a great way to generate that CMA report when you get leads from that seller leads website that we talked about last week. So remember, you can do that. Just a kind of quick overview, the way you do it is you go to property and then properties. You then add in the listing by creating or by clicking add new. And then remember, you have to add it in manually by clicking add my own listing. Then once you do that, you'll have the reports right here. Then you'll click on reports and it'll click on create CMA. And then that's when that process starts. Once you've created the CMA and it's in your CMA section, so to speak, you'll also be able to access that by clicking on property here on the left side. And then you'll see here where it says saved CMAs, and that'll take you right back to that CMA screen that we were working on. All right, so now I'm going to open it up to questions. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Okay, I see a question. Do you need to have your IDX set up for this? No, you don't have to have the IDX function set up for the CMA report. So yeah, so that answers that question. Anybody else have questions? Is this recorded? Yes, Jim, this is recorded. We do have a What's Up Wednesday YouTube section, our YouTube channel for What's Up Wednesday, and we load those videos in right after we get off the call. I load the video onto the page. It usually takes a little while, so within a couple of hours, you should be able to find the video there for this week's video. We get the comps from the MLS. That's how we pull that in. Any other questions? Remember too, if you have questions after we get off the call, then you can always call our support team. That number is in the top right corner of your account. I see the question. So the property is not in MLS yet, and you are working with seller to finalize price. you can still enter property into the system. Yes, like I showed you, you go to the properties page, you can click on add new, and then once you do that, it gives you the option. Obviously, you can't pull it from the MLS since it's not there, but once you click on add new, you'll have the ability to click on add my own listing. So that's what you would click to put in all of the property information. The next question. So let me see. I just lost the question I was looking at. Oh, is there a way to add the CMA to the flip show? The CMA is actually a file. It's a PDF. So if you have some way to get a link for a PDF, then you could add it as a link, I would believe, to the flip show. Other than that, you can't really load it into the flip show. Any other questions? All right. Since I don't see any more questions coming in, if you, like I said, if you do have questions, feel free to contact the support team. They are here to answer those questions and help you out. And then next week, we will be covering the IDX setup. And until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.